I forget. Work. Books on students group, students group. We were left in one activity like modal verbs, no? Expressions that, well, similar expressions to the modal verbs, of course. Can you see my screen? Or is it just white? Can you see my screen now? Okay, well, I suppose that you are seeing my screen. This is a model verbs ability here, advice, permission, obligation. Yeah, they don't have to, must, permission, they could, couldn't, I wasn't allowed to, willingness, shall, can, could, etc. No, or wouldn't, refuse. If you still have doubts about it, you can always go back to this page 159. It's easier for you. And if you still have issues, not knowing these kind of modal verbs, then just let me know and I will explain it again or give you extra activities. No? So today we are focusing on reading. Yeah. Yesterday we had this. We heard this conversation between Isabel and Rick. Yeah. We did this part. Yeah. Practice the conversation with your partner. Yeah. We didn't do this part actually. Spoken English, echo question, what is unusual about risk question? I've won a trip to New York. You won what? Yeah, you won what? It's like showing interest in this conversation. All right. I'll be staying in Ritz Carlton. You are saying where? Yeah, instead of say making the proper question. Where are you staying? You are staying where? You are putting emphasis, no? Stress on this, showing interest. Yeah. Besides, is your best friend, you have to show interest. Otherwise, that person is going to be sad. No. So work with a partner. It says take turns to send and ask the questions. For example, if I say my mom and dad went to Alaska because I need to speak English to my students. So if I say my mom and dad went to Alaska, why not? Yeah, sorry about my daughter is here. Yeah. So if I say my mom and dad went to Alaska on holiday, you could say they went where? If I say I got home at 5 this morning, what can you reply? What can you tell me? You can say you got home at what time? You got home at what time? Remember? How can you do this, the number 3? Laura paid 300 euros for a pair of jeans.
Laura paid how much?
Yes, exactly, like that. And instead of saying how much did Laura pay, you can say that Laura paid how much for a pair of jeans. Thank you. I saw the president while I was shopping. So this is talking about the money. Sorry, talking about the person. I saw the president while I was out shopping, AMLO. What can you say about it? What can you say about it? Hello? You saw, you saw, the question, WH question would be, you saw, come on guys, you're the less participative group. Ah, yeah, cool, thank you. Less participative group, even other lower levels, the first levels participate more than you, come on. Here, he invited me to the place to the palace for a drink. So, what will be the
He invited me to the best palace for a drink.
Not really. He invited you where exactly? Then I can say to the palace. Okay, listen to this.
7.9 Echo questions. 1,
My mum and dad went to Alaska on holiday.
They went where?
2,
I got home at 5 this morning.
You got home at what time?
3,
Laura paid €300 for a pair of jeans. She paid how much?
4,
I saw the president while I was out shopping.
You saw who?
5,
He invited me to the palace for a drink.
He did what?
Yeah, as you notice, well, they express exaggeration to these sentences, no? As I said, because they are your friends, they are your acquaintances, and you are having a conversation, then you can express like what, who, where, when, etc. Yeah. Okay. So it was just spoken English, something for you to practice informally. Yeah. So let's go to this reading, this long reading. Yeah, we have a reading from India to Sweden with love. Yes, so from India to Sweden. Look at the pictures, read the introduction and the headings. They are synopsis of a love story. So they started maybe in India, and they finished, they ended up in Sweden. Yeah, as you can see, we have a little introduction here. Jessica, Paola, can you start reading? It was December, just that part.
Yes, it was December 1975, and in New Delhi, India, a street artist knows a PK. Mira, Swedish tourist. They fell in love. It was love at first sight, but she had to return home. He refused to get up. Months later, he set off of 7 billion kilometers bike trip to join her.
7,000, no millions. If you say millions, that's a lot. Yeah, so as you can see, love at first sight. Do you believe at love at first sight?
7.9
Do you believe? Believe?
No.
Not really. Why not?
No.
Just fairy tales? No, you don't think it can happen?
No.
Not really. Come on, why are so pessimistic? You should be optimistic about it. No, sometimes we have to have love at first sight. All right, as you can see, this was a very, very long trip. Yeah, India, as you can see, from India to get to Sweden is just thousands of kilometers. Yeah, thousands of kilometers. Yeah. Well. So let's read all the text. Yeah. Read through the text very quickly. Were your ideas correct? All right. So as you can see, short, live, marry, this. An impossible journey made possible. And together again. So it's just a love story. It could be a movie, perhaps. Okay, is that okay if I give you 5 minutes to read the whole text? Hopefully you can see my screen. If not, I'm going to turn off my camera for a bit so you can read the first two at least, and then we'll read together.
She had asked to draw her. Now, after more than 40 years of marriage and 2 children, they can still remember every detail of their meeting.
Okay, thank you. Can you continue with the other, Jessica, Paula? PK holds up.
Yes. PK holds up a palm leaf inscribed by an astrologer and given to his parents on the day he was born. It says that I will marry a foreign lady with white skin who was musical, he tells me. I knew it was Laura as soon as I saw her.
Yeah, continue, Jessica.
Okay. In January 1976, just a few days after they met, the couple made the journey to PK's home village in Orissa, in the east of India, to meet his family and get married. PK's father gave them his blessing, but their married bliss was short-lived. Lotte had to get back to Sweden to continue her studies, but she made PK promise that he would follow her. So, with her companions in the camper van, she began to long trek back overland through Asia and Europe.
Asia and her companions. Now, as you can see, this is the photo of the young couple. So an impossible year made possible. So do you think he traveled through whole Asia and Europe with her? Do you think he did it for love? Or not really? Let's find out. Jessica Sanchez for young lovers.
Yes, teacher. For some young lovers, this might have marked the end. Not so for PK and Lotta. Letters flew between the two. Still sketching tourists, PK started planning the seemingly impossible and overland journey of 7,000 kilometers to rejoin Lotta in Sweden. Do I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. Flying was out of the question, he says. Eventually, he realized a push bike might offer him salvation and bought a ladies' Raleigh. It was half the price of the men's model. He set off with his passport, a pair of trousers, a sleeping bag, and 80 sewn into his clothes.
Yes, okay. So the route, what about the route, Elizabeth? The route was tough through.
The route was through Pakistan. The route was through Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, but PK recalls it fondly. He says he became part of a family on the hippie trail. We help each other. We looked after each other, he says. He talks of how he helped a German girl after a car accident in Afghanistan, left her badly injured, and of how a Belgian traveler pointed out to him that Sweden was in fact a different country from Switzerland.
Continue. His talent.
His talent as an artist attracted attention along the way he managed to get past the border guards into Pakistan by drawing their portraits. He earned enough money to eat and travel. Laura says being an artist was kind of currency for him. He could get very close to people quickly. When you draw them, they trust you. I
Yes,
continue?
thank you. That's all right. So what about PK? Ditch the whole bike, Paola?
Me, teacher.
Yes.
PK detached the old bike and bought a slightly less shaky one. He was getting there slowly, but suddenly, were there any doubts at all? On the journey, I had the doubts that I would die and wouldn't be able to fulfill my meeting with Lotta, he says. But I knew in the next life I would find her, he says. Lotta adds that she had no doubts. It was just a matter of time that you would turn up, she says. His journey was a test for us being separate. PK's continue.
Yes.
PK's journey was accelerated when Linnea, the German girl he had helped, sent him a train ticket to Vienna. And again, when a gallery owner in the city, impressed with both his story and talent as an artist, hand over the means to the final leg of his journey, tickets to Copenhagen and Gothenburg.
Copenhagen or Copenhagen. The same, no? Together again. Marco, can you read together again about 60 months after?
Yes. Together again. About 60 months after their parting and newly weeks, PK and Lotta got together again. It was a moment of intense emotion. PK, overcome with excitement and tiredness, started to cry. Lotta took him from a walk in the local park where they sat among the flowers, drinking coffee. It was a great step for my parents to embrace our lives together, says Lotta. My mother had been initially cautious, but I had my willpower and strong belief that his would work. They never seriously considered returning to India to live, but they set up a scholarship for children in PK's village. Their children, Emily and Carl Siddhartha, known as Kid Sid, are now 31 and 29. I love that they know that as soon as we met, we wanted to be with each other, says Lotta. We will never be separated. PK says, bumping along on my bike. My goal was just to get to Lotta.
Oh, what do you think about this love story? Do you like it? Did you like it?
It's a beautiful story, no? Of love.
Yes, story of love. Yes, so you can build your one. So yeah, well, love at first sight. Some of you believe, some of us are skeptical about it, but it depends on you basically. No, it depends on you. If you believe it, then and you have a dream, you have to stick to your dream and continue doing working hard to fulfill your dream. In this case, his dream of this Pradyumna or PK, the PK, was to get to her, yeah, to cross all Asia and Europe, no? And he did it. He did it for love, right? Okay, so all of these words and expressions come from the story. Read the text again. Well, make note about what they refer to. They refer to different. We already saw it. Yeah, for example, December 1917 was the day that they met, no? The day that they met in India, January 1976, when they got married, the VW camper van. It's how Lotta traveled back to India, to Sweden, sorry, from India with some friends. An astrologer, yeah, told PK's friends when he was born he would marry a foreign lady with white skin who was musical. Sometimes they fortune tellers are right, sometimes they story his blessings, Father's Day, the blessing. Sometimes, yeah, especially in other countries like India, they must have their blessings, yes?
I don't know if your internet is working well, but I can hear you. Okay,
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
My internet is not working properly.
I don't hear you well.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, better.
Yes, teacher.
Oh, I'm so sorry about it. But I don't know what's going with the audio. Sometimes it mixes.
No, again,
No.
in trouble.
Okay. Can you connect again, please?
Yes.